I grew up here. I started living here in like first grade and moved away in 2009 for school and moved back in 2012. I'm Elizabeth McLellan. I am 25 years old and I am a survivor of suicide. It's just my daddy. He always had a mustache. He started going bald when he was in high school, I guess. Missing the hair on the top of his head. Stuart D. McLellan. He was 52 when he died. He was so smart, and he was a woodworker. He could do so many great things with his hands. He was such a good salesperson and so good with his words, great with people. Other than just the fact that he taught me good music, he was really into like good music, like The Doors and Tom Petty, and he was a total deadhead for Grateful Dead and Beatles. I am so thankful that he taught me that good music. Like Steve Miller Band is one of my favorite bands of all time. I went and saw them in Austin 2 years ago, and like by the end of the show, I was like crying just because I felt like he was there with me watching them, because I think he was a really big fan of those. He was an alcoholic, and he would go through phases of like binge drinking and sobriety and back and forth, and I mean that's more toward the end of his life. Easter was April 24th, 2011, and that day it was such a good day. We've got some pictures of me and my sister with like these bunny ears like in the front yard. My mom was taking them, and we were just being silly, and we had dinner, and my mom and my brother were over there, and my brother found him, and he had shot himself. My brother didn't witness it. He just checked on him because he hadn't seen him in days, and he found him. I figured he would die from alcohol poisoning or detoxing or an accident, a car wreck from driving to go get more alcohol, but I really never thought that he would actually take his own life. So I mean, that's what the shock, that's where I felt the shock, was that he actually did it himself. I wish I would have gone over there to see like the stretcher even coming out with like him covered up in a sheet, or the whatever, the zipper thing. I wish I would have seen that, because I don't have any like actual closure. All I know is hearsay. I just started thinking about it and thinking like, who's gonna walk me down the aisle? Like who's gonna be there for any of us when we ever have kids? I broke down when I said those first words out loud, and then I mean I still wasn't even. I just cried for a little bit, but it just still didn't hit me until the memorial ceremony. I really do feel that he felt like a burden and he didn't want to anymore. I couldn't tell him that I wasn't angry. Anger hasn't been my biggest feeling toward it. I feel like I guess sadness and relief have been my biggest feelings toward his death. For those that are dealing with mental issues, I guess I would try to just be there for them and try to help, support them finding help with the doctor or medicine or therapy. I mean, those consequences last forever. And so, anybody about to do that, like, think about the things that your parents would have to go through. Suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. I know that it could get better, and I know that it's up to you to seek help. You could find new parents, you could find new friends, you could find a new support group. There's always people out there to help, always.